Just about everything right now is a bit more expensive. That includes the groceries as well. We've been going through a big inflationary period, and now the holidays coming up, you might be getting some items you don't normally stock up on. So what are some simple ways to get the most bang out of your buck at the grocery store? We have popular food and lifestyle influencer Shanisty Ireland back with us again today with some ideas. Shanisty, you were just so good yesterday to give us some tips for what to do with Thanksgiving leftovers. Now to Christmas, we turn the page. Inflation has been so bad. Eggs, milk, a lot of things were way up. It's kind of come back somewhat. What are your observations about how costs are in the grocery store right now?
Yeah, Dan, I mean, I think that this is one thing that we can't control. The egg prices, the meat is so expensive. And that's just something that we can't control. The one thing that we can control is becoming educated on ways to save money. And I have 5 kids, so I feel like this is my love language, trying to save money, especially at the grocery store. I have 4 boys, so you can imagine they eat us out of house and home. So just trying to get ahead of the game. I've got a couple of tips for you. And Dan, the first thing is really sitting down, making a list, and shopping your pantry and your refrigerator and your freezer first. There is nothing worse than coming home with a whole thing of olive oil and realizing you already had 2 of those in the refrigerator or in the pantry. So if you already have a list of everything that you have already and a list of things you need, that's the first thing. The second thing, Dan, is try to have a day where you go completely meatless. And I know for my husband, he's probably thinking, there's no way, we've got to have meat in our diet. We've got to have meat for the evening, for the dinner, but just trying to find ways to maybe cut out meat because the cost of chicken, beef, sausage, all of that is skyrocketing. So that's another thing. And then also frozen food, Dan, believe it or not, having your freezer stocked with some frozen food items is another way that you can actually save money at the grocery store.
No, you make some great points there because I know, we'll be going to the grocery store and coming back and there's all kinds of stuff in the pantry that makes itself to the back of the pantry and it's just sitting back there and we never even got to it at all. I mean, there's spaghetti, there's macaroni and cheese. Yeah, there you see applesauce, things like that you could be eating. But no, that's a great tip, clearing out the pantry, clearing out the freezer, and making sure all of these things that you have anyway do not just sit there forever. You keep bringing new stuff home.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, just finding foods that are really versatile. I think the potato might be the most versatile food out there. You can do so many different things with the potato. Another really versatile food is actually a pork rind. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds is one of my favorite brands. It's low carb, high protein. You can do so many different things with this. You could have it top on your chili. You can actually replace breadcrumbs and have the pork rinds on the breadcrumbs. You can use it for any kind of dip around the holidays. That's another really versatile type of food as well. I mentioned the frozen foods earlier, Dan. Julian's Recipe Baguettes is a really great thing to have stockpiled in your freezer, especially around the holidays. You can do different things like grilled cheese, bruschetta. There's so many different things you can do with this. And the nice thing about having frozen food is you know the cost, you know the quality, and you know the quantity. So you're not going to have food waste with the frozen foods as well. So that's another really good thing to think about as you're trying to save money because yeah, these costs, we don't have control over it, but we can make informed decisions before we even head out the door.
Shanisty, before we let you go, let everybody know where they can find more information that you post. What is it, on Instagram primarily?
Yes, Instagram at Shanisty Ireland. I have a lot of stuff on there, a lot of really good ideas going into the holidays, a lot of recipes, a lot of Buckeye vodka, all of the products you see here. Because, Dan, I think we talked about it yesterday, you got to have a drink every once in a while, especially around the holidays too.
So what's for supper at your house tonight? Don't tell me frozen pizza.
No, we're actually having spaghetti and meatballs. This is the beauty of doing these Zooms. I have the dinner already finished. I've got some kids upstairs. They smell it. It's delicious. And that is another food that is fairly cheap to make, and it really stretches the dollar because you can eat off the spaghetti for days to come.
All right, Shanisty, thank you so much. Feed that house full of men there. Thanks so much.
Thank you.